record that Paul McCartney made in the year 2012. He made a record of standard songs, and his musical director was Diana Krall. There you go. And they called me on the phone to play rhythm guitar on the record. The phone rang, and it was Tommy LaPuma, the record producer, said, hey man, I got a record date for you. I can't tell you who it's with. It's with Paul McCartney. And I went, yes. And so I flew out to Los Angeles and was in a studio waiting for Paul McCartney to come into the studio. Now, in the 90s, you will remember when I was here and I played my Beatles songs from a record called John Pizzarelli Meets the Beatles. Everyone in Brazil loves this record. Everyone in the United States hates this record. It's very funny because I thought, oh, jazz versions of Beatles songs, it'll be great. And if you go to Amazon.com to buy the record, I hope you will, you can see all the reviews of the people who hated the record. You know, when they buy a record, then they write their review. I don't like John Pizzarelli. No stars. I hate this record. And that's my mother wrote that review. There was one, they called the record Abbey Roadkill. So, you know, I had this record for years, just sitting there in the 90s. And here I was waiting to meet Paul McCartney years later. And here comes Paul McCartney now, and he says hello to Diana Krall and the band, and comes over to me, and they say, this is John Pizzarelli. And I say, it's nice to meet you. Who? And he says to me, his first words were, you made a Beatles CD. Oh no, maybe he hates it too. And he said to me, it's very good. And then we went on to work, and I was so stunned. And I thought, I should have asked him, you know, Paul, can you go on to Amazon? I think Paul's got other things he needs to do first before he writes a review of Meets the Beatles. But we made this jazz record. Paul McCartney sang songs. One of the songs was Accentuate the Positive that we played earlier in the program. And that was in 2012. They released the record in 2013. And in 2014, the record won the Grammy Award for the Best Traditional Pop Vocal. Paul McCartney, another Grammy Award-winning record. And later in 2014, it was like, you know, Seinfeld? When he always hits the button and he says, come on up, George. And he opens the door, and then George shows up. Well, one day, that's what happened at my apartment. The buzzer went off. And I went, hello, and the guy said, FedEx. And I said, come on up. And I opened the door, and I waited, and here comes the FedEx guy. He said, I have a FedEx for you from London. And I went, oh, London. And I looked at it, and I said to the FedEx guy, it's from Paul McCartney. And he said, sign here. So I signed it, and I closed the door, and I opened it up, and there was a letter inside. It says, Dear John, I had an idea that I wanted to tell you right away, hence the FedEx. And the idea was that maybe you would do a record of my post-Beatles songs in your style. And if you like this idea, you should call the record Midnight McCartney. And he even said, there should be a picture of you on the cover of the record, walking around New York City. I thought, I like this idea. So I was stunned, and it was all typed out. Get to the end, sincerely. And then, written, Paul. And then, in case you forgot, he put a little thing and said, McCartney. That Paul. So, as soon as I read the letter, I was was about to go right into the studio. But we made the record in 6 months later. It's called Midnight McCartney, and I hope you'll go to Amazon and write a nice review of Midnight McCartney. So here's some of the songs we've just played with A Little Luck and Heart of the Country, as well as Silly Love Songs, and here are some other ones from the record. This one I think you'll all know. It's called My Love. When I go away, I know my heart can stay with my love. It's understood. It's in the hands of my love. My love does it good. The cupboard's bare, I still find something there with my love. It's understood. It's everywhere with my life. My love does it good. Only my love holds the other key to me. My love, only my love is to me. Don't ever ask me why. I'll never say goodbye to my love. It's understood. It's everywhere with my love. My love does it good. Only